All right, looks like we're live, Seth.
What's up, dog?
How you been,
Sorry, I'm
man?
eating.
It's been a long time. It's been like a year.
It has been, man. It has. So you're in Chattanooga, right?
Yeah, so we moved back in May, I think, is when we signed the lease. So we've been here just under a year, but we're planning on moving again. Chattanooga is just not for us.
Yeah, that's where me and Aston are at. Chattanooga is not the place for us.
Dude, it like Cookeville, there's not a lot to do, but Chattanooga, there's almost just too many freaking people. I want like that middle ground.
On the middle ground.
Yeah, we're looking at Murfreesboro right now.
That'd be cool, dude. Honestly, give Cookeville give it a few years, and you might just get exactly what you're looking for.
Oh, I know. It's freaking booming right now. I mean, they just got a Target I saw,
They're building a
like
Target. Yep.
building a Target as soon as we moved. And then Dutch Bros. I'm from the north, so Dutch Bros is like on every block up in Washington and stuff. But
Hmm.
man, I as soon as I move, all the cool shit happens.
Yes. Yeah, I know, right? No, then they're also. Oh, yeah. There's going to be a couple of businesses that may be coming back to town. Um, but yeah, wait a few years, bro. It might be exactly what you're looking for.
Oh, I know, yeah. So I do want to start out with obviously the Open is in full swing. We had
Yes.
26.1 last
Hmm.
week, which was a horrible workout. I'm not actually signed up for the Open, but I did the workout. And so, funny enough, I was texting you about Fitness Central, which is a
Yeah.
gym here in Chattanooga. It's relatively new. They're opening up a downtown spot, but this gym was the perfect match. Like I could still do CrossFit and whatnot, but I did the workout and I got interrupted like mid set because CrossFit they don't know what you're doing. They're like, why is this guy suffering for 12
Yeah.
minutes on wall balls and box step overs and stuff? But I didn't post it. Like I had it recorded, and I'm like, this workout is just so shitty. I'm just gonna forget about it and move on to the
Mhm.
next week.
Yep.
But how'd it go for you, man?
Dude, yeah. First thing, that workout did suck. That was a nasty one.
Yeah,
Definitely 200. What did it come out to? Like almost 250 wall balls or something like that.
something like that. Yeah.
If you got that far, which I did not. So, but for me, yeah, when I first did it, I got 275 reps, and then it kind of shocked me like how bad I actually did. And then, I will say I got beat by I didn't say I was going to mention anything to Jake, but Jake Cobb, he beat me in the workout the first time when we did it. He beat me by I think like 3 reps,
Oh
and
shit.
then he was trying to claim like, oh, if I'm now the fittest realtor. So we just butt heads a little bit, but it's fun. But no, we came back on Monday and I did it again with him, and his back locked up or something like that, so he didn't do as good. But I ended up getting seven. I think it was 7 reps better, 282,
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
I ended up beating Jake overall. But if it was competition, technically he beat me the first time, so I'll let him have it. But dude, that was a nasty workout and didn't do as good really as I expected I would, or as like my previous experience with wall balls and stuff. But
Right.
apparently my box step overs and my box jumps were just dog slow. So it
Dude,
happens. Live and learn. I don't have a great reputation of results in the open, so kind of just going through it.
well, I thought it was funny because everybody saw the open announcement and they saw Colton just smash it, go unbroken, and like
Oh,
that's just so unrealistic. So anybody doing it, I hope you didn't watch Colton be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go
dude.
unbroken."
Dude, I
But
had so many people coming up to me and being like, "Are you going unbroken? You going unbroken?" I was like, "Hell no!" Like, you are an idiot if you think I'm going unbroken on that. There was just, oh my gosh, dude. Even with the female height and female box, I don't know if I could go unbroken.
there's like the set of I broke it up really early because like I
Yeah.
obviously don't do CrossFit as much as I used to. Like even a year ago, I do like 2 metcons a week maybe.
Hmm.
And wall balls have always been something I like, but I'm just not great at them. But I broke it like the first set of 20, I broke it up at 12. Like I
Yep.
knew I would blow up way too fast. And honestly, I was like, probably a lot of people felt this too, but I got to 40 and I'm like, Dude, I'm killing it. I'm only like 7 minutes in. Not a big deal. I knew my only goal was to get past the second set of box step overs. I was like,
Yeah.
that's all I want. I will
Mhm.
suffer until then. And then that set is 66, bro. Oh
Dude.
my God.
Yep.
I probably 8 times I broke it. I was like, this
Yeah.
is horrible.
Yeah. That
But
66 was definitely a mental grinder. You had to try and be as tough as you can on that 66. But yeah, I know. Yeah, a lot of people's goals is to get to that 66 and try and get on that back half.
yeah.
But time runs out quick. Like the
Oh,
12
man.
minutes, like as much as that workout did hurt, the 12 minutes did come pretty quick.
Right. It's just one of those workouts where you have to dive in and just fully send it, it's an open workout.
Yep.
But speaking of the open and all that stuff, did you see the podcast that Scott and Rich put out today?
Just now, no.
Oh, dude, you got to watch that. So I
Uh-oh.
was
What do they
hoping you
say?
hadn't seen it yet, but basically Scott just shits on all the like barbell spin and the Andrew Hiller people that basically criticize the old people that can't squat below parallel. Like, how Scott is. Me and you both know him pretty well. But Hiller just came out with a video literally an hour ago, and he's shitting on Scott. So for the first little segment of the show, I want to do a little recap of it and see what your opinion of this is, because I
Uh,
was watching it before you came on, and I'm just curious to see. So let me see if I
yeah.
can figure out how to share my screen real quick, and we'll watch it. It's literally called Angry Camera Guy. All right, here we go. Let me make it full screen. There we go.
No, I'm not. If I think you should move with quality movement. You sure about that? On the internet.
Didn't you also say Mayhem's got a rep for not moving well?
Yeah, I did. Not to trash them.
This is gonna get clipped. Yeah, this is gonna get clipped.
Be prepared.
Hey, is this Grok?
Yeah, it's me. Hi. What's up?
But here's the good thing. I don't have feelings.
You are a psychopath.
None of this affects my life.
I'm going to need you to be real straight with me if that's possible. To the point, like 10 to 20-second answers. I got some questions for you about something I'm going through on the internet right now.
Scott said he lost all of his feelings as a soccer ref in high school.
Psychopath.
Got it. Ask away. I'll keep it short and real.
It was barbell spin in this case, like copycatting Hiller with no rep, like the no rep police stuff.
Cool. So there's this guy, Scott, CrossFit Mayhem podcast guy, and he's coming after me right now for talking about and posting some of the videos of people not following the movement standards in the CrossFit Open and it potentially having a negative impact in the space. What's your opinion on that? Is he correct?
I went on a spiral.
So basically the whole gist of it is Andrew just shits on Scott, basically.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Scott shits on Andrew. So I'm curious, you are let's call it full-time athlete. You've been to games as a teenager, but what's your opinion on the Hillers of the world and all that? Like, do you like the criticism, or do you think it's just obnoxious?
I mean, I'll say the platform that Hiller has been able to build, and like Stovall, and I'll be honest, like I don't think I've ever watched a video of theirs, so take with what I say as you will. But from my perspective, from someone who has never ever watched a full video of either of them, I unfortunately haven't heard great things about them talking about CrossFit specifically. I hear they dog a lot of people, and especially with like broadcasting too, like last year at Syndicate. I just haven't heard like a lot of great things. So like that's just kind of like the taste of what I've gotten with them, just from a lot of outside people kind of telling me about them specifically. But I think what they do and like the platform they have is really great, because they put out a lot of media and a lot of news and exactly what's going on in the space. But based off of what I've been told, like, it would be cooler to see if they use their platform to try and promote more good things about CrossFit rather than whatever Scott was saying, rather than like just dogging on the whatever couple 100,000th guy in the open. Like, why dogging on him when he's just getting the work in? As long as he's moving and not sitting on the couch, I don't care if he no reps everything. If he's in the open and he's moving, that's all that matters to me. Like there's people that come into the gym all the time and they be no repping everything, and they will tell a coach, I don't care, but they're just in there to move and just get moving. Dude, that's still better than nothing. And
Right.
but yeah, as far as what they do with the media, it's cool. I've met dude, what's his name? Got the mustache. Taylor
Self, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude, I've met Taylor, bro. I shouldn't have drawn a blank there. I met Taylor Self at I've met him a while back. I competed with him, and he's a fit dude. He really is. And then I just saw him at Fittest of the Coast the other weekend. He was really nice, and my buddy Wes was telling me a little bit about Taylor's background, and it was just cool, like some of the just hearing like the stories, or just hearing like a story from Taylor and stuff, and about what he had gone through in the past a little bit, but I don't know everything. But he seemed like a cool dude, so just trying to get, if they could put out maybe more good things about CrossFit, so that when it comes around to people like me who don't pay attention to that stuff, maybe it's not as bad.
Speaking of Mr. West, this guy tried to break up 12 bar muscle ups. Is that true?
Wait, what?
So, do you see the comment here?
Oh, bro, Wes, you get out of here, dude. Dude, we were at Fittest of the Coast, and we get to the end of this workout, and I'm dying. And Wes, and there's a set of 12 bar muscle ups, and I look at Wes, and we're partnered. We got to do it synchro, and I look at him. I go 8, and then he goes 12, and I'm like, shit.
Oh man!
So it took everything in me to hold on to those 12 bar muscle ups. But me and him pushed each other throughout that weekend, so that was a good time. We had a lot of crack ups that weekend. It was fun.
And then we got this one. Is this one your mom? Yeah, Seth.
Oh my gosh, bro! My mom, dude.
Gotcha.
She needs to get out of here, bro.
Are you
Dude, everyone, I swear, everyone at CrossFit Mayhem, especially a lot of the employees, they know my mom, because my mom will not stop. Just like sliding up on stories. If there's anything about me, she'll just text them. Like I'll Scott come up to me randomly and be like, "Well, your mom DM'd me today," and I'm just like, "Dude, you just gotta go on, man."
I think when I posted that you were coming on my show, she like followed it because you like reposted my story, and then she followed it. I'm like, who the hell is this?
Dude,
but it says
and
Stovall.
now that you posted about me, I'm gonna FaceTime her later, and she's gonna ask me all about you.
Tell me, how did you get into CrossFit? Was it your parents or?
So I had met I had a friend. Her name is Devin Kim, and she. Do you know Devin?
I don't think so. Sounds familiar.
She won the games with Invictus a couple years ago, but
oh yes, I know who you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, we had gone to school together for a lot of years, and when I was like, I think 14, I saw she had been to the teenage games once or twice, and anyways, I was on a vacation with my parents when I was 14. I was up in Mammoth, and I was watching the live of the CrossFit games back then. And I thought it was so cool. And then I just kept watching it throughout the weekend, and I saw her, and it was cool. Like in the school, like one of your friends is like on a camera, and then I saw like all the athletes just like dying and rolling on the floor at the finish line. And it was, for me, oddly, I thought it was cool that they were doing that, and that they were pushing themselves to a pretty far limit. And I just on the drive home from the vacation, I asked my dad. I said, "Hey, can I sign up for a CrossFit gym, or can we find one near us?" And we just looked up the closest one. It was CrossFit Murrieta, and which is still a cool gym to this day. It's a pretty big facility. I haven't been back there in a long time, but yeah, on the way back home, I just asked him, and he said, "Yeah." So I got signed up.
So how long had you been doing CrossFit before you moved to Cookeville? Because you came a year earlier than I did, right? Like in 2020 or at the end of 2021, somewhere in there.
I came in, I drove in the van, and I got in the van the day after my mom's birthday. which was March 28th, and then it was a Monday. I think it was a Monday, and then yeah, drove to Cookeville. Took about a week, and because I was just cruising across the country, and got there in April of 21. And yeah, bro, dude, that was, oh man, seeing that photo is crazy. Like,
That's a throwback.
dude, just like just the time, just at that time, and like I didn't know fully what I was getting myself into, and but it was just kind of like just winging it, like just going for your dreams, man. That was that guy. Still am, but it's crazy to look back at when I very first started.
So similar to you, I came from across the country basically, but mine was in a plane set up for school. Like my dad literally drove my car down from Washington, and I'm just curious, what is it about your van? Like I saw you were doing a TikTok build out of it, but why a van of all things? Did you just not want to pay rent? Were you planning on living there full time? What was your what was your thought process, I guess?
Dude, it's so funny. Like I kind of bring this full circle into I think that the Holy Spirit was calling me here because throughout high school and really throughout all of high school, I always was attracted to Tennessee for no reason. Like I thought it was cool. Like there was no like I didn't like really want to go to Tennessee, but I thought it was really cool and it was a place I was like, oh, I could see myself like going out there for a period of time. And then I really liked some van builds that I had seen throughout high school. I didn't see a ton, but I had seen like a lot of campers being built, and I've been camping my whole life, like in well, here they call them campers, but California we call them trailers.
There's a
But
big difference there, by the way, Seth.
yeah, I know.
Camping, you can camp in. Trailer, you pull. You can put
Yes.
shit in the trailer, my guy.
Yeah, seriously. So yeah, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank where we were even going with that, but
Oh, just talking about vans and stuff. Yeah.
oh yeah, I've been camping my whole life, man, and I just I don't know, I just was like, I just want a van. You know, I used to go to the Mercedes lot, and I would be out in the back of the lot, and I would be kind of like I would take a tape or a tape roll with me and a tape measure, and I would go tape out like the design that I wanted in the van and roughly of like where I wanted things, and could not afford a Mercedes van at all. I mean, I bought a 1988 Chevy G30. I bought it for $3,000 from a guy up in San Francisco. And dude, like there was no, like people ask me all the time, you know, what made, you know, what was like your plan getting out there, and like, what kind of, like they want to know, like they want to do the same thing. Like I have a lot of people text me, they want to do the same thing, but dude, it is like truly just like a wing it type situation, and having a goal and just going for it, bro. And that's and the van gave me an ability to do that and to not have to pay rent. So that was really nice. So I just, you know, I lived in the van, paid for food and gas and other little things.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest struggle that I see with new athletes is honestly that come to Mayhem is finding a place to live. Like that's
Yeah.
everybody wants to come when they come to Mayhem. At least when I was there, it might have changed, but when I was there, they want to be the Rich Froning of the world and this and that. But what impresses me the most was you came as a nobody, like nobody knew who you were, like, and within what a year you were friends with Rich, working out, Mayhem athlete, like you made it work, and that's something to be proud of, man. That's awesome. A lot of people aspire to be like that. But part of this, I wanted to talk about that guy with the van. I remember Bennett and Scott actually putting this together. Was this your first time like really getting exposed to media in CrossFit when people kind of knew who you were? Because they knew you from the van guy, but was this your first like intro to, hey, this is Seth Stovall? Because this was before all the team stuff, right?
Yeah, this was before team. Yep, that was man, dude, I that video, yeah, that kind of started my kind of rhythm or momentum of like getting people or people getting to know me and who I was. But yeah, that video did start just getting a lot of attraction, and it's not like a lot like on YouTube. I think it's just got like a few thousand views. But there, you know, even to this day, when I have people coming up to me and be like, dude, I remember watching your video about the van. And like that's special. I think that's cool. It's special to me when people say that, because that's like a core memory for me. Like me and Bennett, like it was Bennett came the first, me and him were around, we came to Mayhem around the exact same time. And he was in media, starting his media career, and I was starting my athletic career and competitively. And man, we were just like, just every day, like grinding and learning. And me and him had gone to we didn't really know each other, but we had gone to a competition down in Pensacola. I don't remember what the competition was called, but his family lived down there, and he was going to shoot the competition to film it. And I knew he was going, and I was like, hey, can I basically hitch a ride and compete there? And he said, yeah, and went down there. And man, that since then, like me and Bennett have gotten a good relationship, and him wanting to make that video for me was really, really cool, and it meant a lot to me, and it's gonna mean a lot to me for the rest of my life, because that video is just cool. Like I'm gonna be able to show my kids like that, my kids that video one day, which is
Right.
really. But I was gonna say, going back to me coming there and then like working out with Rich like
Yeah.
a year later, or not even, something like that. Rich, like he's cool. I mean, you've met him, bro. He's cool. Like he'll work out with anyone, man. So
Right.
he like, you know, I'm assuming he worked out with me sometimes, probably because maybe he felt bad for me. I don't know. But dude, you know, I go to the gym every day, and I never expect anything from anyone. And I'm just gonna put my head down. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and get better every day. And it like, I don't know if I talk about it in the video, but like if I try my absolute best to try and get where I want to go, and I still can't reach it, that's okay. Like I'm just gonna go make sure I do something where I can reach whatever goal it is. Still grinding on CrossFit each and every day, but like, dude, like you can't expect anything when you come to Mayhem. It's like you said, like you can't or there's a lot of people that come through Mayhem and they expect, you know, they're gonna get some maybe special treatment, even if you're like a decent athlete. Like even myself, if I hadn't been here, if I had just been competing at semifinals or something like that, and I just came here expecting some special treatment, like, no, that's not going to happen. I'm a big respect guy. Like, you know, you like show me that you work hard, show me you're not just gonna, you know, mess around and fart around and waste time. Like,
Right.
you know, just get your skin in the game, man. And like at the end of the day, if Rich never wanted to walk up to me, that was fine. I just wanted to be in an environment around people that wanted to put their head down and wanted to work. Because I was one of those, you know, I still am.
So I'm trying to word this correctly, but at what point did you figure out that you like had potential to compete in this sport? Like it was always your dream to go to the games and all that. That's why you moved down here. That's why you showed up every day and worked your ass off. But what clicked in your mind that says, holy shit, I could train for this and actually maybe make a living off this? And like, what clicked in your mind? Is there a special moment that kind of hit you?
No. It's a constant daily grind and building every single day. Like there was never, I'll say when I hit my 285 snatch at semifinals on the team with Mayhem Justice, when I hit my 285 snatch, I was like, all right, cool. I think I'm actually kind of strong in this sport. Because the year before, my snatch was like 200 or 205 or something like that. Like I had made astronomical jumps in my numbers that year. I don't know what happened. My balls dropped or something. Like I just got super strong, bro. And I started taking creatine.
Good old creatine, classic.
Creatine freaking sauced me up, bro. I don't know that, but I was eating a bunch. Like I was eating a crap ton. I was taking creatine, and I was just like lifting all the time. Lifting was a priority, and which is why that was like the heaviest I ever was, which was like 194, I think, or 193 going into semis. But around that around that time when I had finally been in team and then did the open, did quarterfinals, made semifinals. When I hit that lift, it was kind of like, all right, cool. I think I'm kind of getting some respect in this game or something a little bit. But no, there was no exact moment where I feel like I had made it. And to be fair, like I don't make a lot of money at all in this sport, dude. I don't make nothing, which is why
Not a lot of
I've
people
worked,
do.
dude. Which is why I've worked night shifts ever since I moved here. I worked at a salon. I worked at Texas Roadhouse. I've done other little side hustles, and now I'm a realtor. So
Yeah, we'll get into that one. That one's a big one. Your mom did mention beach ball, and I want to bring this up because I remember specifically, this was, I'd only known you for a little bit, but you hit a clean or something at beach brawl that year that really
Mhm.
just blew everybody away. Like I know Jake Lockhart in particular was really like, he was like, okay, this guy has potential. I forget what the number was. It was like 325 for a hang clean or something. I forget what it was. You remember?
Yeah, I remember that. That was oh man, I forgot what that complex was. It may have been just one hang clean. I don't remember.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that wasn't the competition that I did with Bennett when me and him went down, but it was I did do beach brawl. I think after that competition I had done with Bennett, and beach brawl was really cool event. I was really I loved it. We were swimming with jellyfish, which was kind of cheeks, but we we did the lift, and I remember I think I was in the phase of like figuring out that I'm getting stronger. And I put on like 315 or something like that, or 305. And I looked at Aniston's mom, and she like basically told me to stop being a bitch and go up and wait. She said it in nicer terms. That's just kind of how I said it. But
right.
And I was like, okay. And so I just put on whatever number came to my mind. And it may have been 325, or I don't even know, something like that. 340.
I remember that lift in particular because I remember you came back from that and everybody was talking about it at the gym. And that's really just when Lockhart started deep diving on you. Like every time, because I was still a media intern with Mayhem, obviously. And I would like go to the bathroom and you'd be doing snatches with Lockhart. And I'm like, this guy has something. He's got potential for sure. I want to dive into, how did Mayhem Justice become a thing? Like who invited you? Was it, because I know, was Ben the leader on that, team captain?
Yep, Ben was the captain.
Ben was the captain, and he had some experience. He's never been to semifinals before that, I don't think, right? I can't remember.
That's a great question. I actually don't know if Ben, I don't know.
But because it was Ben, you, Aniston, and who was the other one? Jess. So just walk me through how that team formed.
Bro, I don't fully remember a lot of things, but he just like came up to me one day and mentioned the idea about forming a team. And then I think he knew of Aniston, she was training full time. And so I was training, she was training, Ben was training. We're like, well, we just need one more girl. And I think we had sent Jess a message or something like that. I think we had reached out to a few girls. But thankfully Jess is still to this day. Like, I mean, I texted Jess yesterday. Dude, we had such a good team combo. Like, a lot of teams have drama, and our team, dude, I'm so thankful that our team did not have any drama. Ben just wanted to form the team, and I was dude, for him to ask me to be on a team was so cool, because when I walk in, from the very first time I ever walked into a CrossFit gym, I try not to like set unrealistic expectations. I try and look at who is the next best person that I can get to try and essentially beat them in a workout or get fitter than them. And I did that throughout all the gyms that I had been through. And when I got to Mayhem, Ben was one guy that he was like the first guy on my mind who I was like, man, Ben is so fit. I want to get as fit as him one day. And just as time went on, and he saw that I was getting better, and I think he wanted to take a swing at it with me. And Ben is such a nice dude, man. I mean, you've met him. Like, dude, he'll do anything for anyone, man. And He's a really, really good dude. I told him to stay fit because I want to go team with him again someday in the future.
Oh, announcement. I love
An
it.
announcement. Yeah. I don't know when, but sometime in the
Yeah.
future, I would love to go with Ben again. And Jess is a beast, dude. I'll tell you this one story that I tell everyone. We were doing like a worm workout, which first of all, I hate the worm. I despise it. And just because I die on it, but we were doing this worm workout, and then before the workout, Ben was like, "I'm just not in it." He's like, "I need someone to hit me," and I was like, "What?" And then Jess says something. She like perks up. She's like, "I'll do it." And then Ben stands there, and Jess just slaps the crap out of him. And then Ben was like, "That's not hard enough, bro." She winds up and just boom,
Boom.
just slaps the living crap out of Ben. And then, dude, he was fired up. I don't know, he got something twisted to like
See,
that. Or
Ben is that type of guy. Like
yes,
his personality. Like, so funny story about Ben. Before I moved out here, I think Ben was the first person I actually reached out to, and I was just trying to get it in somehow, some way, because I knew what I wanted and I wanted to be part of the media team.
Yeah.
But I think I saw back when they were doing the Mayhem versus the World videos. Ben did one on a skateboard. I'm like, okay, like this guy's different for sure. And
yeah,
so I wish I could find the message. It's been so long, but I just sent him a quick DM and I'm like, hey, you probably get this a lot, but this is Corbin. I'm moving out next year. Who do I need to talk to? And he was like, well, that's a pretty broad question, but do you want to be a coach? Do you want to be on media? Do you want to be an athlete? What are you trying to
yeah.
do? And I'm like, I'm just trying to have it in, bro. And he was like, well, reach out. So he gave me Rory's email, and that's kind of how we started the whole internship. But
Yeah, I think I remember that time. I think I remember. Yeah, he was mentioning that there was some guy who was like emailing them and really wanting to be an intern,
yeah.
or something like that. And yeah, I think it was you. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, so I knew they knew who I was, obviously. But
Yeah,
when I first came down, I was like so nervous. Like I had never met him in person, and you know how I am. I can be socially awkward at times, but I go up to Ben and I'm like, Ben, I don't know if you remember me, but I'm that guy. And he's like, Corbin, what's up, bro? And by that first time, me and Ben just clicked off and hit it
yeah.
off. But
He's a good
that's
dude.
when I met Scott and all those people. But literally, I think I moved out there in August, and by September, like mid-September, I
Yeah.
was working with them. And my first project as an intern was Rich had just got I think 2 or 3 more bison, and they were castrating him. And so that was my first project, was doing the castration of the bison. And Ben
Oh
was like,
my.
welcome to Cookville. And I'm like, hell yeah. That's a funny story. There was the first time I met Rich was him chopping the balls off his bowl. So there you go. But
Dude, what a beautiful moment.
yeah, it was something, man. But then
Dude, that media team is no joke. They're good dudes.
they are, well, who's on it now? They've
They're
been through
fit
so many
dudes.
people.
It's Ben, Scott, Frank, and
Frank.
dude, there's a new guy. I can't remember his name. Actually, there's 2 new guys. I can't remember the
Oh,
name.
really?
Ever since I moved to Chattanooga,
Okay.
I couldn't. I didn't meet him when they first got
Yeah.
there, so I've kind of been missing
I
them
think it's like,
a lot.
I thought his name was like Toby or something. I
Yeah,
can't
maybe
remember. It
something
could
like
be.
that.
But for anybody listening to this, if you want to know anything about media, like that's how I learned, was just behind Scott's shoulder, just watching him edit,
Yeah.
and lost completely. It was super cool what he was doing, but what that man can do in Photoshop or Premiere Pro or even
Yeah.
After Effects, like that's amazing. And just the opportunities I got to like film the Train with Riches and all that.
Yeah.
Super awesome. Mayhem Media is probably the best in the space. And
Great experience, bro. It's great experience for you.
great experience, and learned a lot. And I do want to shuffle into transition a little bit into Aniston. So Aniston was obviously a team member of yours, but how did you guys meet? Like, did you just start doing workouts with her or what? Because I kind of saw it happen in person, but I've never got the full scoop of it. Because I will say, I will preface this. So dating in the gym, I've always kind of had a problem with it. Not a problem, but just kind of it was off to me. Like, why are you dating the person you work out with every day when you guys are old? Like, you know how it is. I've seen several relationships in the gym that just don't go over well.
Yeah.
But man, it's worked out for you guys. Obviously, you're married and stuff. So walk me through that. How did that happen?
Well, it's just when I first moved to Cookeville, I drove up on a Sunday and I drove up to the gym. I walked in and there was Levi, he was the coach. And I asked him, I said, "Hey, I want a membership." So then he gave me a guy's email. I emailed the head coach and got a membership. And then later that week, or the next day, it was Monday, and I just started coming to the gym, just working out. And I don't know, it was probably about like a week or two went by, and I saw she was coaching a class. She always coached the 4 and 5 o'clock p.m. And I just remember my big thing was I wanted to meet everyone possible at Mayhem. I wanted to get my face in front of people and just let them know, like, hey, I'm here. I'm here to train, and I want to learn from you. I want to learn something from you. And even the coaches there, and I just walked up to her before she started a class, and I said, I like tapped her shoulder. She was wearing a white coach's shirt, and I said, hey, I just tapped her shoulder and I introduced myself. I'm like, hey, I'm Seth. Like I go here, or I think I said I go here or something like that. And she had just thought that I was just a drop-in who was going to leave, because drop-ins are all the time at Mayhem. So she didn't think anything of it. But then I kept showing up every day, and she was working out a lot, I think at the barn at the time. And then she just kind of like transitioned into working out more in the gym. And we just kind of started training together, and organically kind of came together. And I started, I was living in the van, and I was always looking for places to shower. I would shower at Mayhem sometimes, or shower at friends' houses. And then I think she invited me over to use her shower. And then we just slowly started hitting it off. And I always give her a hard time. I'm like, you started dating a homeless man, just so you know.
Hey, not far off, honestly.
I know. Yeah. No, but but training, like going back to what you said, like relationships in the gym and stuff, and working out with your partner, and sometimes it might not work out. And like what I would say to that is you need Jesus. Like there's me and Anderson, we've never had an issue working out in the gym together, like ever. Even when we were on team. Like there was never an issue with us, which I'm so thankful for. And I pray that nothing happened, or that we don't have any issues in the gym in the future, because we both love the gym together. That's where we met, and it's where we're probably always going to keep going together. And we love working out with each other. So
you mentioned, faith is one of those things where just personally, I'm not super into. Obviously at Mayhem, you see it all the time, but I'm curious now that you mention it, like, how did you find Jesus and all that stuff? Like, were you baptized?
Dude, honestly, it like a lot of people want to have this, or a lot of people have this story of they like some crazy experience they had or something like that. And that was nothing I had. Like, I didn't have some crazy experience, or I thankfully didn't go through a lot of hard times in my life. Like, my parents were really great people, and are really great people. They're not dead. My parents are still here, but they're really great people, and they raised me really well, man. And I just, part of that was, I thought in my mind, I was like, my life is good. Like, I don't have any complaints. Like, why do I need Jesus? Like, that was part of my testimony a little bit. But what it was a guy that I was kind of couch surfing on a little bit. He just would talk about it a little bit, and he would just leave it alone. And then, like, he would sprinkle a little bit more and just leave it alone. He was just planting seeds, man. And like, eventually one day he was like, hey, it was like a Wednesday night. He's like, hey, I'm just going to go to church real quick. You want to come? And I was like, yeah, sure. I ain't got nothing else to do. Keep in mind, I'd never been to church in my life at all. Like not one time. I'd never been to a church. I didn't even understand what the word even meant. And then, so I went to church, and then from that night, I was like, actually, like, I felt something a little that night. Like, it was really cool, and I could relate to a lot of things that the person was speaking about that night. And I just, like, there wasn't anything crazy, but I just naturally kind of attracted and wanted to keep going back. And there was times where I just would fade away and want to come back, but it was something that I had to keep putting myself into. Like, I wish I was super knowledgeable about the Bible to be able to like give you something to go off of like why you should have like a stronger faith. And like, I don't know. I know that since I've had Jesus in my life, the Holy Spirit, like, dude, it's just been great, man. Like it's been a life changer, and it's very peaceful. Like if there's ever anything that you're struggling with, like you can cast everything onto him, bro. Like it doesn't need to be on you anymore. And hearing me say that, if you knew who I was 5 years ago, like, dude, I wouldn't even kind of, I don't know what you would call it. I wouldn't even recognize kind of like who I am today, because I just never saw myself as being like someone who was a Jesus follower or even knew anything about it. But it's something that I just, for me personally, I had to put myself into and read about it and learn about it. And I'm still reading and learning about it to this day, man. And and one thing, like when I started working out with Rich a little bit, he had just like, he would mention that he's in like a small group. He had some buddies on his phone that he would text all the time, and they had like a little small group together, something like that. And it was just like little seeds that were planted, bro. And and once you do, once I kept on going to it, I just like, man, I'm like, I don't want to leave this. I don't want to. It's not like if I was to stop going to church, my whole life would flip upside down, and it might maybe, but I don't want to say I know what the future is, but I keep going to it, and I really enjoy it, man. And like what I can sprinkle into other people a little bit is cool, man. It's really cool.
That's an interesting perspective. I mean, Mayhem is obviously faith, family, fitness service, and I spent, like I said, 4 years down there. I just have never been a religious guy. Like I ain't
religious either, bro. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I get it. And growing up, Sunday school and all that, but I just never have connected like that. And it's
so you grew up like you go Sunday school. I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Yeah, so I'm talking like I was 8, 9, 10 years old, somewhere in there. So Sunday school is every Sunday. You just have a little group that gets together. You'd have lunch and just kind of, it's basically a sleepover, but for kids that want to learn about Jesus.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'm explaining that perfectly, but that's kind of the gist of it. Okay. And so you would go there, you'd play games, and you'd obviously sing and then pray at the end. And something about it, I just never have connected with it. And so that's why I like to do interviews like you, like who are in the thick of it. You know what I mean? I just have not connected like that. And I talked to Locker a little bit about it, and it's just not for me for some reason. So I love getting the different perspectives and for people that connect a little bit more to it. But I just had to hit that because you mentioned it.
Yeah, bro. So, yeah, you know, it's something that I never grew up with, and I'm just, you know, I have a different bringing up from you, and like a lot of people, like maybe yourself, you just had experience as a kid where you were like, man, this is just like ain't for me. Like I don't really care about. I don't really. Yeah, and so, and I understand why you would think that. I know a lot of people that had a growing up that they just like didn't really care about church after they got out of the house. But one thing, like I would never force you to come to church. Like I'm not going to sit here and do that. I would definitely encourage you, but church is like, you can go to a church, bro, and your church, that might not be a good church. Like, believe it or not, there's actually not great churches out there.
And I've been to many churches before. I wanna preface that. Like I've been to church several times. Like Laney's
Yeah.
family, super bigot, super religious, all that. I went to a birthday party in Chicago and their kid got baptized. So I've been in it. I went to a Catholic funeral actually, and that was wild too. But
okay, that's crazy.
yeah, how they do stuff is super different than Christians. But my thing is, if you're a good person, that's all you really need. Like, yes, it's nice to have faith and all that, but I just never have connected to it. So I love hearing your perspective on that. That's very interesting. So moving from religion a little bit, I want to talk about your new venture in the real estate. Is that how you say it? The real estate, or what's your actual title? Real estate agent?
So it's realtor. But you could say real estate agent. Like, dude, what am I? I'm not gonna critique you. I don't care. You can say whatever you want. You can say I'm the guy that sells houses, but
guy sells houses.
yeah, bro. I had been wanting to do real estate for about like 2 years, and I didn't officially pull the plug until a few months ago, probably like 6 months, or yes, maybe like 5 months ago, 6 months ago. And I had mentioned it to Jake, who I did the open workout with, about 2 years ago, and he had been in the field for a couple of years and doing a lot of construction stuff as well. But he watching him and like honestly, like watching him and just seeing what he was able to provide for his family was a huge inspiration for me, because with CrossFit, like unfortunately, I just haven't been able to do that. And I like I'm a realtor, so I don't build things, but I like the industry itself of real estate, because with like building a van and getting my hands dirty a little bit, kind of like I like the fix and flip type stuff people do with real estate too, cleaning up the community a little. Like I think that's really cool. But I like being a realtor and kind of getting into that avenue or that path a little bit more is it was always an interest of mine, and for like about 2 years. And I'm glad I finally pulled the plug. And now that I pulled it, I'm like, man, I wish I would have just done it back then. Because I was in Cookeville then, but now we're coming back to Cookeville here in a little bit. But I'm glad I'm doing it, bro. And Jake's my mentor. He's helping me out. And I'm with Real Estate Professionals in Tennessee. And yeah, bro, I'm helping anyone buy and sell a home. And I'm trying to, I'm new to it, trying to get my feet wet. A lot of people are, if you're moving from out of state, I can usually relate to those people a little bit better, because I moved from out of state too. Like I didn't buy a house. I lived in a van, but I moved from out of state, and now I'm learning more of the real estate industry. And there's just things different about Tennessee from California that are interesting, and it's cool. It's a cool path, man. It's been fun.
So Tennessee is one of those states that are booming right now, especially like Nashville area. I think they said like, what is it? 300. I saw a clip somewhere. 300 people are moving to Nashville every day, which is freaking ridiculous. Like, I don't know how that is relative to other states, but that's like insane. But how long was your training? What was that like? Did it take forever? How many tests? Stuff like that.
Oh, for real estate?
Yeah.
So there's like an online kind of school that you got to do, and it can take, I know someone that did the whole schooling, and it's online. You do it at your own pace, but someone did it in like, a guy I know did it in like a month and some change, but it took me about like, I think like 4 months.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
3 or 4 months. So it's not bad, but there's just like, when I'm reading information, sometimes I just like, you ever like read something, and as you're reading it, you get to the end, you're like, dude, what did I just read? And then you got to go back and read it. Yes, bro. Like that's kind of how I was. I'm very much of like a hands-on, which is why like in real estate, it's very good to like be able to just get your hands on something, and then I understand it more. But just like sitting back and reading stuff behind a screen and a computer is like, just not my best thing. I can do it. It just takes me a little bit longer. But yeah, I was also training full time and working another job. So that's why it took me a little bit longer to do real estate.
Hands-on training is the way I learn everything. I mean, my personal job is like, so I'm still at Home Goods, but I had an opportunity to move up a little bit, and the training for that, I've been training since November, and all they have been doing is I get a new sheet of paper with information on it every single freaking week. I'm like, my whole locker is a book of paperwork, and I'm like, guys, I need hands-on training. I cannot sit here, read through all this, take a test, and then you expect me to know what the hell I'm doing.
Yes, dude. That's horrible, man. Yeah, a sheet of, if someone gives me a big old stack of papers and expects me to understand it all if I read it, no, don't expect that of me. But that's one thing that's great about having Jake as a mentor with real estate is like a lot of times I'll just be studying stuff and reviewing a lot of things, but you know, he tells me, he's like, don't try and stress yourself out too much, because you kind of just need to get in it, you need to get in and get the experience, and then it'll start to click and make more sense. So trying to just gather as much knowledge as I can, and then but getting hands-on is way better.
And Jake, for those of you who are listening, you probably don't know who Jake Cobb is, but he's been around Mayhem forever, from what I understand. I knew him pretty well.
Yeah.
But he's relatively new to it too, isn't he? Like, he just started with his wife a few years ago. Isn't that right?
I don't know exactly when. He's been doing it for a few years. I'll say that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
His wife started before him. And it's funny just hearing about some of the stories that they have getting started with real estate. And now I'm in their shoes from when they started. And they're really helping me out a lot. But yeah, they've been doing it for a few years. I don't know exactly how long, but they're doing great. They've helped a lot of people.
What's their business called? Their real estate business? I want to pull it up.
They're specifically the Cobb Group, but you could look up like Jake Cobb Rep TN or something.
If my freaking mouse would work.
Or like Olivia Cobb Rep TN or something like that.
I got you.
But
I guess my mouse or my keyboard just died. That's handy.
RIP.
RIP. Well, we'll save that one for later. But yeah, very interesting, man. I'm proud of you. I just love how you're still pursuing your goals in CrossFit, but you're also kind of making a living for yourself. Because I mean, you have a wife, and I'm sure a family is probably not too far out of the picture. But that's
bro.
Amazing. Come on, give me something good.
That's funny. Dre asked me about that the other day. And I was like, it's not in the plans right now, but you know, it's not the end of the world if something did happen. But we definitely, like, I really want to start dialing oh my gosh, like focusing more on more real estate and being able to back off a little bit with some other things, not training, but just other endeavors that I do. I got a lot of jobs that I do because, like, unfortunately, just CrossFit just doesn't pay, bro. Like, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
And,
no.
Unless you're doing well. Unless you're doing well in the sport, like, which freaking great to those guys. But I just unfortunately haven't. And like, when people say, like, have you made it in the sport? Like, a lot of people like to, you know, take pictures with me, and I think it's really cool, and I love meeting people. But they know me because of really Mayhem, and I'm thankful for that. But like, if I didn't come to Mayhem, like, bro, I still haven't qualified as an individual. Like, have I even made it? I don't know. Like, define what made it means.
Semifinals. That's made it.
Semifinals made it. All right, then I made it.
My definition.
Hell yeah.
So because you were what? I think Luke beat you by a couple points at Syndicate.
Yeah, he beat me by 16 points.
Oh,
I remember that.
Points.
I remember that.
Gosh, I was there. I was there watching.
That was
damn.
I really wasn't. I was a little bummed, of course, but I wasn't too bummed because I didn't even think I was going to get up to 12th because they took 11, I think, and I was 12th. I didn't even think I was going to jump up to 12th, but I knew the last workout was going to be really good for me. I did get no repped, which, bro, my judge on that last event, I don't know who she was. I remember her face, but when I went out for that last event, bro, she was petrified of Hiller, like terrified. Like, Hiller, I don't know what he's doing, but he has scarred a lot of these judges, bro. And I went out on the floor, and then she looks at me before the event starts, and she's like, "Don't make me be on Hiller." And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, okay, like I think I move well, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But I ended up getting like a no rep on my lunge because I did like slip forward a little bit because of the chalk on the floor. But yeah, dude, she was like really terrified about Hiller. So
Yeah. Well, Hiller tends to do that these days. Like I know we touched on it earlier, but he can be gnarly to say the least. I want to talk about. Let me see if I can find it. This right here. Big news, man.
Mayhem Classic, baby.
Year 2 for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you excited?
Yeah, man. I'm pumped. I'm pumped to get out there, get on the floor, trying to throw some hands on the competition floor, throw some barbells around, and yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's hometown, so I don't gotta go far.
Hometown. What did you learn from last year? Any big takeaways about the field or the workout?
From the Mayhem Classic specifically?
Yeah, Mayhem Classic.
I mean, the field was gnarly last year. I mean, it's still really. I mean, it's still freaking insanely fit dudes. But there's not a lot of like top names specifically in the men's field. But last year, I mean, the last year was a big. I remember after the last event, dude, you could probably go back and watch that last event because I was smashed on the floor. I was at a like deficit nutritionally. Like I was shaking before that workout. Just because
What was
I don't
the
know,
workout?
dude.
I forget.
I think it was 30 cal echo, 30 bar muscle ups, 30 cal echo.
Okay.
And then run to the finish line. And that was a nasty workout only because I was at such a big deficit nutritionally. Not just because like I just like couldn't get it in that day. I don't know what was going on, and I went I don't know if I did super well in that last workout, but for me, I went as hard as I could. And dude, I went home that night and I was having like trembles in my body, dude. Like I couldn't, like I was trying to sit still, but my body was like shaking. And dude, I was getting so nauseous and I was kind of dry heaving a little bit, but dude, that workout took my soul, bro.
Do you ever get like competition nerves like that, like butterflies and all that? Has that ever happened to you besides that one workout?
For that workout, I wasn't nervous at all. It was just
Okay.
I don't know what was going on in my body, dude. I was like just like shaking a little bit and I felt really weak and I was exhausted, like just at a huge decline of something. I don't know, but
Interesting.
but definitely like nerves. Yeah, bro. Like I get nervous all the time. You kidding me? Like before I go out on the competition floor, like I'm competing against some really great dudes, or really, really fit dudes. And so, they're not going to let up very easily. And, you got to perform better than them. Like, your financial situation, lies on this floor. Like, and I love being out there with like the media, which is really great, and meeting people and stuff. Like, I love that part. But at the end of the day, if I come back with $0, bro, if these guys beat me. So
yeah, a lot of pressure on you, man. So the reason I asked about nerves is because my very first podcast, I had a master's athlete on, Bradley Alcock, and he was the first person I've talked to that gets no butterflies, no nerves before competing. He's like, yep, just another day. And I'm like, I've been around Mayhem 4 years, and I've seen people throw up mid-workout, throw up before the workout, like you name it, I've seen it. No, this guy just walks out, does his workout, doesn't care how he finishes. And I'm like, that's freaking insane, dude. I've never heard of that. And he's successful. He's a freaking games athlete.
How old is he?
I think he's 40. He's in the 40 to 45 division, I believe.
Oh, interesting. I haven't heard his name. I probably recognize him if I saw him, but kudos to him, bro. If he's not nervous, I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, if everyone's nerves handle a little bit differently, some people unfortunately like can't even really compete if they get too nervous.
Cough,
like,
Nick.
No, Nick. Yeah, I forgot about Nick. Nick's a good dude. I haven't personally sat down and chat with him at all, really ever. Really? But I just had little conversations with him here and there.
Yeah,
he's a fit dude. I know. He works out a lot. But he I thought he was doing like a competition. Someone told me he was doing some competition in the future. I know he competed at Crash.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did at Crash, but I forgot where I was going with that.
About Nick, I'll just touch on him very shortly because I love the dude. He's awesome. But yeah, he competed at Crash and then had a mental breakdown at semifinals. Everybody knows about that. But what's your advice to people competing
I don't know.
that just have mental breakdowns and can't do it? Like, there's obviously a bigger picture than just CrossFit. Like, do you think they're in their head too much, or what do you think that is?
Dude, I mean, I'm gonna sit here and I'm just gonna like I don't know. Like
Yeah,
I fortunately haven't been in that position, but what would be really cool is seeing someone like that come out of the position that they are in and being able to like
absolutely.
tell other people about it and how they can overcome maybe what their struggles are. Because something that maybe someone else, like if someone gets really, really nervous before a workout, if they struggle mentally, like, dude, that's yes, it's a weakness, but that's also a strength because now you can use that to your advantage to like help other people and then
Right.
learn about how to get that better. Like at CrossFit, like the whole thing is train your weaknesses. Like, yes, okay, that you do train your weakness physically, but you also, if there's a weakness mentally, like you train that too. Like that's a huge part of competing, bro. If you're not strong mentally, like you're only gonna get so far. They're both at the same level. You can be really physically fit, but if you're not mentally there, you're not going to get very far, and vice versa. Like,
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of meatheads that think they're going to get far, but they're physically just not going anywhere. So
not going anywhere. I get that. I want to talk about is Jake Foster still your coach?
yeah, he's my coach.
Okay. How did that come to be? The Mayhem performance coaching. How did you get involved with that?
Jake he was coming on to Mayhem as he was going to like basically start building Mayhem performance coaching. And he came to a competition, 615 throwdown in Nashville, and he watched me work out. And I was basically going to be like, I was basically the test dummy, I think, for him. And they wanted the Mayhem, and a lot of guys were coming up to me. They wanted like feedback from me, kind of like how Jake was doing, like what did I think of him as a coach. And I don't know exactly why they chose me to have him coach, but I just rolled with it. So I was getting coached by him, and it's been great ever since. And he has built Mayhem performance coaching so well. And like, dude, he's done so much behind the scenes stuff that like I don't even know. And I'm closer to Jake than most strangers who are at Mayhem or who have heard of Mayhem performance, and they don't know a lot of the stuff behind the scenes that Jake has done. And he's done a crap ton, bro. So he works hard, bro, but he's a great coach. So I like him. I've been with him since then, which is like what, 3 years?
Has it been 3 years already?
It might be 2 years. I could be wrong.
So one of the most impressive things that I have seen just from you with the Mayhem performance coaching is your deadlift. Like you're one of the first athletes that I've seen. Because I did the road to 500 as well, and I think you hit it just before. I was pissed, dude.
Just before, bro. Pissed. Just before. Yep.
Yeah, but he. How many athletes does he work with right now? Do you know?
I got no clue. I don't know.
Yeah. It's stacked, but no, I am very, very impressed with the work that he's done and just the whole Mayhem performance coaching in general. And who knows what the whole what's the new Mayhem thing they're coming out with, Mayhem Plus or something. I forget what they were talking about. I listened to it on a podcast, but Rory mentioned they were coming out with a new platform with Austin Malleolo. So I'm really curious to see what the next year or so brings with this coaching, because they do seminars every quarter or so. They bring in a bunch of coaches and coaches congress and all that. So overall, dude, you're in a fantastic spot and improving it.
Austin Malleolo or Malley, I don't even know how to say his last name, but I think I know who that guy is, but I don't fully know if I know who he is. I'll be honest. But because I've seen a couple people about like they're trying to grow Mayhem, and like unfortunately there's just like a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that I just like don't know because
Right.
I just don't educate myself, and that's probably bad on my part. But I what I do is I go in the gym, I lift weight, and I eat, and I go home.
That's
and
all you can do. Like
and
when you're trying to be an athlete.
dude, I'll say, dude, Jake Foster and then Dom, bro, they are like they are great coaches,
I
man. They're
forgot
never
about Dom too.
dude, Dom's
There's so
dude,
many
he
of
was in
them.
that photo, bro. He was in the background.
Yeah, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, they're both beasts, man. Dom's never personally coached me, but he's given me tips on the competition floor and stuff like that if I ever needed it or something like that. And he's always been there if Foster just didn't happen to be there for something. They're both dude, they're so knowledgeable. Like it's
Yeah.
to even try and understand the things that they both know is like Foster will just be spitting stuff off to me sometimes, and I just like I literally will tell him like, dude, I have like no clue what you're talking about, but
Right.
but they're so knowledgeable, bro. I could talk about them all day because they're great dudes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reach out to them and get them on the podcast because there's a ton of rabbit holes I'd like to
Dude,
go down with them.
they will blow your mind if you got them both on, dude. It'd be like a 4-hour podcast, and I
Oh,
would
I
listen to
know.
it because they're so knowledgeable.
They're amazing. They've been on Stovall a couple times, and I know Foster personally better than I know Dom. But yeah, amazing. Coming up on we're just a little bit past an hour, so we'll start wrapping this up. But I think all the viewers would kill me. Viewers, as in the two viewers, but they would kill me if I didn't bring this up. Tell me about the Vans, bro. Why
Oh
Vans?
yeah, baby.
Why Vans?
Why Vans, bro? First of all, look at them shoes, man. The shoes don't lie. All right.
They got some miles.
They got some miles. The work is proven. You can't fake any of that, bro. Unless you put them in like a dryer or something and just turn it on for like a month straight. I don't know. But yeah, bro, the Vans, I still have my very first pair of Vans that I wore when I moved out to Cookeville, Tennessee, and they are beat up a hell of a lot more than those Vans in that photo. And I used to train in those old beat up Vans all the time because I had some Metcons. I had some Metcons. I don't remember what they were exactly, but I had them back in California before I left in my van to move to Tennessee, and I just was like, I didn't like the look of them. I thought they were ugly as hell, and I was like, I'm not gonna train in these. Like, I'm done with these. So I just slapped on a pair of Vans. It was all I had because I just always wore Vans growing up, and I just drove out to Tennessee. And ever since then, the only thing I need Metcons for is rope climbs, and then running shoes. I like wearing running shoes when I'm running. I have ran in Vans multiple times. I've ran barefoot all the time on runners and tracks. I ran my first 520 mile or something like that barefooted. Like I don't if I don't have to wear the fancy shoe, I'm not going to wear it. I like simple, and there's nothing fancy behind Vans, bro. I started wearing them when I moved out here and haven't needed anything ever since. And if someone told me today though that I had to wear Metcons to win the CrossFit Games, then yeah, I would probably put them
throw
on.
them on.
Probably throw them on, give them a try. But no, man, and I just like the look of them. You know, there's a lot of companies out there like. I won't name any specifically, but because I can't think of really much off the top of my head, but all the Metcons that I see in the gym, like they just aren't my style. I don't like them. I just think they look a little goofy. And every time I wear something for rope climbs, I wear like a pair of Metcons for rope climbs. People look at me and they're like, "What the hell are you wearing?" So especially with running shoes too. There's a lot of goofy running shoes. I don't like running shoes, but I gotta wear them because I sometimes I like the spring.
Right.
Of the sole. But yeah, bro, Vans look a little better, and maybe you'll be 10% stronger.
I can agree with that one. Look better for sure, but I've seen
maybe not with
lips,
deadlifting.
Man. Yeah, well, deadlift's all relative anyway. But what's funny to me is like it's not just Vans because that's so out there. Like no other CrossFitter is wearing Vans, but then when I look at you, you're wearing freaking holes in your armpits. you're wearing shorts from like 15 years ago, and I'm like, this guy's just different. I love it.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I unfortunately I was wearing a lot of those clothes that had a lot of holes in them when I first moved to Mayhem because I couldn't afford to go buy a bunch of clothes. Like I just
Been
didn't
there,
have the money
brother.
for it. So but it eventually started to transition into those clothes just meant a lot to me because of what I had gone through just like being by myself, man, and living in the van, living in Walmart, living in Cracker Barrel, living at hotel parking spots, living at truck stops, living in apartment complex guest spots. Like,
That's
man,
hard.
and having those clothes, I don't know why, but I treasure that. I really do. I still have a jacket that I used to wear all the time that you can literally like put both arms through, and because of how big the hole is, and I treasure that. Same thing with Vans, man. It's whenever I get done with a pair of Vans, I see the work in those shoes, and I take pride in that. I'm like, man, even if I was wearing those every day, yeah, I'm gonna wear through them. But like I put a lot of work in these shoes, and now I'm on to the next. But I did keep my first pair.
Oh, we lost them. Probably got a phone call. Let's see.
Aha.
Oh, there you go.
Hold
We're
up.
back.
Can you hear me, bro?
I got you. Are you there?
Oh crap. I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No, I can't hear you.
Let's see. Test.
Hold up. R.I.P.
I know, right? Let me.
No, I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. It might be my phone, bro. For some reason.
Test.
Can't hear it. But even if you can't hear me, bro, I like the Vans, and
I got you.
I treasure them a lot. So, but yeah, I can't hear you, bro. So maybe this will be the end of the podcast.
Sounds good. Thank you. Much love.
All right, dog. Peace and love. Catch you later.
Peace, love. See ya. Well, Seth Stovall, everybody. I don't know if my mic dropped or his, but thank you to everybody who joined. Obviously ended a little bit early, but that's okay. We'll get the quirks figured out. And then I think we have one or two more guests planned up. So stay tuned for the next couple of weeks, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.